Hello and welcome! This is Skinner, and we're back with some more of the Flashpoint DLC for BattleTech. And it's time to look at more contracts. I already looked at my mech warriors, made sure we didn't have any level ups to do, which we don't, so we're good to go. So now it's just a matter of going in and seeing about these contracts. So we have two skull contracts. One, the battle contract in Tundra, which is good environment for us. And then we have a destroy base and lowlands. The destroy base one may be more difficult, and this one pays a heck of a lot more. So I think I'm going to focus up more on the money than on other things. So we're going against the Canopians again. So we'll lose some reputation against them. Okay, battles are pretty straightforward. They're one of the more simple ideas to get your head around. The main thing you have to concern yourself with is there may be reinforcements, so you may be fighting double the number of mechs that you think you're going to. It may just be a single lance. In this case, that's what they're saying. There's a Canopian lance, destroy it. There may actually be two. We may see that in the course of this video. Hard to say until you get into the battle. Well, if it's going to be mechs, I like the idea of salvage. Last time we went for salvage and it didn't really get us anywhere because there was a bunch of light mechs. Sadly, I like having more of the choice. So I guess we'll just go 50-50. Okay. Oh, I forgot. We have to repair that Panther. All right. Well, we'll do that. We'll probably just swap out another mech, though. Unless we want to wait the probably 1 day that we'll need. I don't feel like I have a good reason to wait that day because we have another Panther. It's not as good, probably, because it's the unmodified version, but it's still a viable mech and we should be fine. So let's go ahead and do that contract without waiting. Okay. Now, if I had another mech go down after that, then I would think about waiting. Okay, so selling a grudge, we already kind of figured out what we wanted to do with that. Obviously, we need to swap out a mech. And at this point, we have to think about, do we want to shift any of our pilots around? I think we're probably fine with this loadout. Yeah, we're fine. So we're going to have more or less the same kind of idea. All right, here we go.
Command interface initiated.
Now this environment will be great for us because normally we do have some heat issues. You arrived at the location our employer specified, Commander. Move forward, acquire target lance, and light them up. Keep an eye out for reinforcements, so we're going to have another lance coming in. I get the impression these folks are a bit twitchy. Alright, let's see what we get. I always worry about battle missions because of that reinforcement thing, and they may have done a better job balancing for it. But in the past, it was even more of a concern. Because they definitely did not balance properly for that. You would have the same difficulty of mechs regardless of whether there were reinforcements or not, and it could be an extremely difficult situation. We'll see if that's the case coming in here, though.
Engaging jump jets.
Okay. This little hill here will probably block a lot of line of sight. Until we get up in this area, I think we're going to have a lot of line of sight problems, so let's move in that direction. I'm tending to jump because we know that if we are bracing and we have the cover, we get a lot of defense with our guys with bulwark. I'm going to go ahead and sprint with this pilot. Although, would like to get in those woods up there. I guess I'm going to go ahead and take this route instead. I think... yeah, we're already having contacts. Okay, they're a little off to the side. We don't have any information on that guy. Alright, well, knowing that there's an enemy over here, I'm going to go ahead and put my Jenner in this direction as well. A lot of evasion. We have a cover. This is a good situation for us. Okay. It is a medium mech. Or a heavy mech with a pilot that has Master Tactician. You always have to take that into account as well. But I suspect it's going to be a medium mech. Let's reserve. Looks like we do have at least one light contact. We hope that they don't get line of sight. Okay. Again, we're not going to know exactly how many they're going to have when we reserve like that. But you could count on them having at least one. I suspect we have multiple medium mechs here because of how long that took to process. Okay, the Vindicator is coming in and getting sight on my Griffin and missing. But that means that every follow-up mech after that will be able to fire upon me. It's quite possible they burn through all of the mechs, but to be sure, reserve. Okay. I very highly doubt any assault mechs would be going on Initiative 1. So the best way to remember this, if you guys aren't as familiar with the game, light mechs are always going to move on 4 unless they have Master Tactician. Master Tactician gives you 1 better initiative, so they'd be moving in 5 if they're a light mech. And then medium mechs will move in 3, heavy in 2, assault in 1. So you can always kind of tell what level your opponent is based off of what initiative phase they're in, and unless they have Master Tactician, which there'll be 1 higher initiative phase than what they normally would be. So keep that in count, or take that into account. Okay. So targets-wise, we have a Vindicator out in the open. It only has 2 evasion, so that makes it a very good target for us. We probably don't want to move truck yet, because the likelihood we're going to get a shot here actually is not too bad. We do have to think about what's going to happen the next turn, though. Looks like we can establish line of sight on whatever this is. But let's take things one at a time.
Commander?
Okay, so jumping. If we can establish line of sight on more than one, it'd be a good idea, because it gives us an idea of you know, our choices. Let's turn off the large laser here. Come on. You can see if we're in range. Like we're not. Would be in range of that, I think. Maybe not the right time to make that move then. I'm just trying to see what my options are. Wow, I'm just not getting what I want. Okay. I definitely need to establish line of sight on more mechs here, so I'm gonna go ahead and jump in here.
Up high.
That is a Locust 1S, very high evasion, not likely going to be a good target for us because of that. Because it's going to be extremely difficult for us to hit it. In that regard, I think the Vindicator is the best option. We'll burn through that evasion as well. Well, one thing we do have to worry about is the Locust 1S will beat us, or will rival us in initiative, but again, you have to consider, because we're going last, when it wraps around, they'll go first. So this Locust 1S will beat us to initiative, so it will go before our Jenner does. So those are things that you have to take into account. Alright. I want to take a side shot maybe here, so we can focus our damage. I'm not going to get on the side that I really want to hit, which is the right side, which is where the PPC is. But hitting A side is pretty good. And also, we may be able to flank him if he doesn't move right. So, that's a consideration as well. Alright, I don't see a better target for us, so I'm going to go ahead and move in on the Vindicator. Shot.
All weapons committed.
And at this stage, we really should just pile our damage on the Vindicator. I don't think there would be a good reason to do otherwise. Unless we find that reason by jumping here. Okay. Probably going to multi-target. I think this is going to be my jump. That.
Copy that.
Large laser here. And then maybe a medium laser at the Locust just to burn down some of its evasion. No point in firing more than that because we're likely going to miss.
Acknowledged. Multiple targets.
And that hit a leg, which is exactly where we don't want to hit. Okay.
What the hell?
Okay. Now with our Panther,
Yeah?
I'm likely just going to hit the Blackjack because I don't think I'm going to get a good position to do anything else. So, you get close range weapons in here? Might be a good idea. Yeah, we sure can. I'm just going to do as much damage as I can here. We're going to beat them to initiative anyway, the Blackjack that is. So, might as well come in here and punch hard.
Take this.
Right, the one that mattered. Landed. Which is the PPC.
I'm picking up a new sensor trace.
Oh, you don't
Looks like enemy
say!
reinforcements.
I think I already figured out that there was more enemy here than what was supposed to be here when they're coming from two different directions. And you told me in the beginning of the mission that that would be the case. Okay, so in this case, we're going to have the Jenner and our Panther moving before the enemy. So the question is, what do we do with this? Really, the Jenner is in a really good spot unless the Vindicator can come up and punch it. If the Vindicator can come up and punch it, then that's not really great. It has a lot of evasion charges, and it's in cover. That's the best situation we could have for it. It's also running hot, so it may not be able to really do a very strong attack. One thing we may want to consider, though, is hitting the Vindicator again before it can go, because we could do so. So, let's see our options in regard to that. We may have to jump here again to get the best positioning. It's already not ideal. But I think hitting them again would be a good idea. The problem is, can we take the kind of heat we're going to build up doing this? Now, there's a body of water behind us, and we could jump into that if it comes to that, but I think this is a good call. Just pile on that damage to the Vindicator before it gets a chance to go and move into cover or do something to avoid it.
Engaging jump jets.
Also, we're focusing our damage. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Holy crap. Yeah, that's a lot of heat. Unfortunately, I think that was the wrong call. I kind of underestimated how much heat we would build up there.
Roger that.
Oh. Oh, come on, bullcrap.
Medic.
Hate when that happens. A piece of crap like a Locust 1S headshots your pilot so that they're out for a number of days. Such bullcrap. That happens a lot in this game, though. Alright, so we're to reserve because the Panther's in a good spot.
Waiting for the right move.
But yeah, in retrospect, I should have held the Jenner in reserve rather than attack with it. Okay. So in this case, going with the Griffin makes a lot of sense. And we could go in and punch, but that's kind of silly. We could also go in probably behind it. But I think what we do here is we just kind of walk. We build up some evasion so it's not like complete easy target on our end. We stay in cover, and we just smack this guy again. And we're focusing continuously on the same side, which is already hurting. We might be able to chop that leg down, which would be great,
All weapons
because it'd lower this guy's initiative. Sadly, I mean, it still worked out because we blew off an arm, but
detected.
there it goes. Now it's going to move. So probably build up at least one evasion. Oh, they're really wanting to hit that Vindicator, huh? Okay. No, that's fine. We're going to respond
Awaiting order.
by moving away. And we are going to... Should I take a look at these guys, see what they are? I think you've already moved, so it wouldn't really hurt me to see what you are. I wouldn't get the. It wouldn't get the what I want in there though. I want the small lasers in there. Alternatively, we do this, and then we would have the small lasers in there. It's not a bad move, and we get a lot of damage out. I think it's what we're going to do. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Vigilance to give me some cover. Because we have Bulwark, that will really give us a lot of damage reduction. So go ahead and do that. Okay, multi-target time. So what do we have? We have a Locust 1V and a Shadowhawk. The Shadowhawk, that can be a deadly enemy, especially in melee. But so far, another Locust, that's not too big of a problem. So you're going to be A. You're going to be B. And we're just going to fire the small lasers at the Locust. They'll burn through evasion. As we can see, they're very accurate. So that should be good. And we want to put most of our damage on the Vindicator anyway. So fire away.
Acknowledged. Multiple targets.
Okay. A lot of internal structure damage there. We blew off that leg, which was what we were looking for. And we get both of our attacks there. And we're already getting to internal structure.
Target's taken a critical hit.
And if they want to go after my Vindicator, I'm fine with them doing that because it will be able to absorb a lot of damage. As you see there, those missiles are doing 1 damage apiece. As long as they don't get like a ridiculous number of head hits, we're fine. Which, honestly, the head hits, they're within the realm of possibility, so don't take that lightly. Okay, we're going to go ahead and reserve because the Blackjack has not moved yet. Although it is a stationary target, it has a lot of defense right now. They're missing a lot of their shots. Now, the missile's probably missed because of how close I am. Because I think this has an LRM-5. Maybe I'm wrong with that. It's been a little while since I've played with a Shadowhawk. Okay, and a single medium laser to burn through the evasion.
That's all you got?
Okay. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, it has an LRM-5. That's what I thought. It has an SRM-2 as well. Alright, well, this is our last mech to go.
What do you need?
And, we should probably move. Just to get some evasion, right? Problem with that is I'd have to jump, which, yeah, no, let's just hit him. Not necessarily a great shot, but hey.
Okay, I'm on it.
You get what you can. We're already getting in there because of the PPC. Okay. So the Locust 1V ran away. It won't be able to do a whole lot unless it gets nice and close, so...
Waiting for orders.
No reason to move Scarecrow. You know, it running hot and all that. There is a reason to attack with the Panther now, though, because we could beat this guy to initiative and possibly do serious damage. All we have to do is hit him in the center torso again. I mean, we'd have to hit him with everything, but that's all we really need. Sadly, we didn't hit him in the center torso, I think, at all. Locust 1S, it's going to get in behind me. What a jerk. I mean, he's doing the right thing. That's what you should do with the Locust. It just...
I can't take much more of this.
Not good for me. Okay. I think we reserve here. Now, we could move now with Gnarly, but I don't think there's a good reason to, because we've still got that great damage reduction, which I won't necessarily be able to replicate. So we'll let the Blackjack go. And no surprise here, it's going to fire at the Vindicator. Take the damage while we have the damage reduction. That's the best course. Okay, so we could walk up into the woods here. And I think we go after the Vindicator. There's no doubt in my mind about that, because we want to kill it. Still has its most devastating weapon available, which is the PPC. So if we can kill it, that'd be very good. Because we were able to focus on one side, you can see the kind of damage that does. Because he's on the ground, we can focus on the center torso, and if we hit with most of this, it will be dead.
All weapons committed.
There we go. So one mech down.
Destroyed.
Several more to go, unfortunately, but Looks like my opponent has a lot of close-range weapons, so we can possibly take advantage here. As a matter of fact...
Commander?
We can punch the Locust, but I'd have my back to the enemy. That would be bad. Do I take the damage that's going to come my way and then move? I think that's the best move. I really do. So I'm going to reserve one more time. We might go after the Blackjack here, because it's already taken good damage, and I can put a good salvo into it at close range. So yeah, let's reserve one more time. Firing at the Griffin, probably because that's the only thing it had line of sight on. Very likely another Vindicator.
Damage.
I don't think there was enough missiles to be a Griffin 1N. Here comes a Shadowhawk. Now, if it comes in and punches me, that's a bad... Yeah, so it getting that close is actually a dumb idea, because its AC5 has a minimum range, which is probably the main reason it missed. Yeah, don't do that. Now, if it does get in and punch me, then I'm in trouble, because Shadowhawks do a lot of damage. Is this the 2H? Yeah, 2H is the one that has better armor, so that's going to be a little bit tough to deal with, but... Okay, so that's going to be a full salvo on the Blackjack. That's kind of what we want. There is a danger that the Shadowhawk will be able to come in and punch me, but if we get the initiative on the Shadowhawk, we might be able to avoid that.
Lifting up.
Now, alternatively, we fire the small lasers at the Locust 1S, which is an option. Or we could just annihilate the Blackjack. You know, I have faith. I have faith. We're going to do a multi-target. You're going to be A. You're going to be B. He's going to be small lasers.
Confirmed.
Okay, now I don't have faith. We missed with our main damage. But that might strip alarm. There we go. That's what I was looking for.
Reporting critical hit.
Now that Locust will likely be able to get my back again, so it's kind of important that we reduce its damage like that.
How's it going?
Sadly, not really in a spot. Do much with my Jenner. Turn its lasers back on just so I don't forget. This is just going to be a moving turn. Then we'll sensor lock up the Shadowhawk maybe, because we might be able to get a nice strike from our Griffin.
Roger.
Depending on how things move. And even still, if it doesn't result in an attack that we do, it lowers this guy's ability to attack himself, so... One V's getting up in my face. Gonna shoot at the Griffin 1S. Gonna take a little bit of damage.
Damage minimal.
What do you need?
I think we hit the Blackjack because we have a real chance of... none of that damage is hitting the center torso now. We stripped out all the armor, and now we're not even touching it. Well, still, this is a good move. We are attacking the arm that's already damaged. We might be able to clip off some of the firepower of this mech. So, I still think it's a good call. We could precision strike it to try and lower its initiative. You know, and that's not a bad idea. Yeah. What's your armor looking like here? So it's not likely we're going to get rid of the left torso, but it is very likely we'll get rid of that arm. So I'm going to aim for the arm. There's not a high chance we'll get the center torso, so that's why I'm not aiming for it. And it's not likely we'd get the kill anyway. But if we can remove the arm, then there goes his weapons. So there we go. One S is going to get behind me again. I'm not surprised. It has plenty of maneuverability.
Damage
It's going to be
minimal.
tough to stop it from doing that. All right.
Yes, Commander.
What can you do? You can get in there and you can hit the Shadowhawk, but then be at risk of getting punched. Not a good idea. You can move in without cover and get a shot on the Blackjack. Probably not the best idea. Really, we're better off just waiting, seeing what the enemy is going to do here. So we will reserve.
Holding for tactical advantage.
And of course, the enemy... two large lasers. Is that a crab? Is this going to be our first crab sighting? That sounds exciting. Alright, we do not want the Shadowhawk to punch me. It may be close enough to do that.
Aye, aye.
So, whatever we can do to make that not happen would be a good idea. So I'm going to jump away, but I'm going to jump so that I still have the small lasers in range. And we're going to split our fire here. Can we get a side shot? Because if we can focus our damage. Yes, we can. Alright, perfect. So, let's set this up. We may be running hot, too hot to do what I want to do, but we'll see. We have a lot of heat sinks, so this might be alright. So multi-target, you're going to be A, you're going to be B. Okay, looking good. Fire away.
Affirmative.
That's what we want, C. Got a head hit. Not that that necessarily matters against a Locust. Okay, so the Shadowhawk is still a good target, maybe.
Damage minimal.
Blackjack hasn't gone yet because we not lowered it in initiative, but I don't think I can do anything about that necessarily. I mean, yeah, we could hit it with the Scarecrow, which I may do. Alternatively, I go up and punch the Locust 1v, but that's not really a priority right now. I think we jump into the woods here. And we get that side shot on the Shadowhawk. I don't know if that's a good spot to hit a Shadowhawk, but any side is a good side to attack somebody from, because it focuses the damage. As we've seen from the Blackjack, very effective. When you can get it. If you can't get it, you can't get it. But when you can, always a good idea, in my opinion. Alright, we're running pretty hot at this stage, but this is still a good idea.
All weapons committed.
I mean, some damage is better than no damage. Okay, here comes the Shadowhawk. As long as we stay far enough away so it can't just punch me, we're actually better off because it does not do as much damage with its weapons as it could potentially do with its punching, if I remember correctly.
Commander.
Okay, so this is just a bid to come in and hit the Blackjack before it gets a chance to go. We could potentially get a kill here. If I could get on a side, it'd be probably more likely, but I don't think I can do that. So we'll just take the frontal attack. Then I'm probably going to have to dance away for next turn, but it would be nice here.
Firing full complement on enemy.
And missing a lot, it would not be nice here. But we still got the kill, amazing. It only took that one center torso to hit. And that's damage transfer working in your favor. Locust 1B is going to move, and it's going to move in a way that there's no way in hell it'll be in range of much of anything other than maybe a medium laser. Yeah, so no surprise there. So I need to keep moving so that this guy can't punch me, and now the Panther's starting to be at risk at that.
Yep.
So we need to move, but I would like to hit this Locust if I can. I can't, unfortunately, get in behind it. Unless I jump, of course. There we go. That is what I'm looking for. Still not a great shot, but we could do a precision strike here, and I may be able to get the kill if I'm really good with that. Is a Locust 1S worth firing like that? I don't know, but
Here we go.
at the moment, the Shadowhawk has damage reduction, so yeah, let's try for it. I'm just going to go straight for the center torso. It has already taken a good amount of damage there. So if we can even hit this once, it may be a kill because it doesn't have much armor there. And of course, we missed with our most damaging attack, which is unfortunate. But we did lower its initiative, which is really good. We do have to move away, otherwise we will get punched. Because of the nature of things, I cannot move into cover. Which is annoying. I mean, I could move here, but then I'm definitely getting punched. I don't want to get punched. So we're not doing that. I think this is going to be a jump away and just sensor lock. Who I sensor lock here? Not really sure. Probably the Shadowhawk, just because it does have some evasion. And on top of that, we will get that effect where he's going to have a hard time hitting anything.
Got a lock.
Unfortunately, it doesn't mean that the Locust will be able to move here again and probably get another rear shot on me. Fortunately, they haven't moved yet, so actually we could probably avoid that. But in any case, this is a good point to go ahead and put a cut in the video, so I hope you guys have enjoyed. This is Mouse Gunner, signing out.